Sam from Road Trail Run here in beautiful York, Maine by the ocean. I'm going to give you my first run impressions and all the details and comparisons on the New Balance Fresh Foam 1080 V10. It's coming out in November. It's $150. First thing that I noted is it drops almost half an ounce in weight, or 14 grams. So a size 9 should come in at about 9.5 ounces, 269 grams. I don't have the exact stack heights, but I don't think they've changed. It should be 22 millimeters forefoot, 30 millimeters heels, so a good big stack height, not an excessive maximal one, but close, and an 8 millimeter drop. So we have New Balance's Fresh Foam midsole, and it's a responsive ride, a bit on the firmer side compared to some of the bouncier new foams, such as New Balance's own fuel cell in the Propel or Boost. But not to worry, there's plenty of cushion. On my 5 mile or so run today, I went at a nice clip in the 840s without any problem. There was lots of pop off the road, yet it was a very pleasant ride, not overly firm. So what did New Balance do with the midsole? As you can see here on the lateral side, the big shapes with laser drilled holes for a little more deflection and cushion, and I did notice that. Further forward, they get smaller. Now I do think the shoe has more rocker than its predecessor, because I really noticed it just flowed along smoothly. Toe off was much easier than I remember in the V9, and I am going to run them side by side. Now on the medial side, we'll turn it around. We have smaller shapes and sort of with bigger sidewalls. So what this will do is provide a bit more support. So this is definitely a neutral shoe, but it is fairly stable. Now let's take a look at the upper. We'll start at the heel. So we have New Balance's 3D heel cup here. You can see the swept back Achilles collar. Fit was true to size, no problems, with no pressure on the Achilles with our 3D heel unit, which is a molded unit. There is some heel counter here, fairly reasonable, but not a super stiff one. I noticed also what appears to be a decorative element. At first I thought, okay, well, it's just a decorative element, but these are actually stitched in fibers that provide the support along with the New Balance end on both sides of the shoe, and it works very well. This is a almost performance fit, but with some comfort also, good comfort. So it's not a plush fit, it's a lockdown performance fit. We also have a Bootie Tongue on the inside, a little hard to show, you can see. The tongue itself is moderately padded. Nothing too puffy here, which is good. Nothing too thin. You can see it's sort of made of two materials with long lines here and then a smoother shape there. Now the toe box is plenty roomy. I wouldn't call it a super wide fit, but the stretch engineered knit upper here has some stretch to it. Yet there's a decent toe bumper, which keeps the foot really well locked down. So while it felt maybe a bit kind of loose on the run, it was fantastic in that respect. So a bit more now back to the outsole, because I've noticed some really interesting things going on in the outsole. Compared to the V9, and we'll do more detail on the V9, we have a bit of a decoupling groove. Here we have more side patterning for better flexibility. And yes, indeed, this shoe is quite a bit more flexible than its predecessor, which was better than the V8, but was still, I thought, a little stiff and hard to transition. So with that rocker profile, and I think there's much more of a rocker here than previously, and the flexibility, it moves right along. You've got harder rubber at the heel through here, and a blown rubber here, blown rubber up in the middle section, firmer at the front again. I felt it provide just a touch of extra cushion. It took a little bit of the edge off. As I said, this is Fresh Foam, so it is a more conventional foam these days compared to some, even New Balance owned fuel cell. So it provides a really responsive, fast ride. It's not bouncy, it's not springy, it's just a really good ride for those hard workouts. So I'm going to go back to headquarters here and get out the shoe collection and give you some more comparisons.